Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Cult Movie Tuesday right here on Night Owl Video. Today I am talking about the 1993 film The Good Son, starring Macaulay Culkin and Elijah Wood. I was a little pressed for a cult movie this week, honestly, so I did rewatch this recently and decided to throw it in here. I would say, like, this was like a big kind of movie back in the day, but I would say it's probably more of a cult movie now. You don't really hear a lot of people talking about this one, and I just don't hear people talking about it much. So I feel like this is kind of lost to the video store of 1993. I know some people definitely put this movie over, and I get it, but I don't. I feel like this one's kind of not super well talked about or well known. I could be wrong on that, but anyway, that's what I'm doing for Cult Movie Tuesday. So if you don't like it, jog on. This is The Good Son. This is a psychological horror movie from 1993, directed by Joseph Ruben, who also did The Stepfather as well as Sleeping with the Enemy. So he did some good thrillers before this. This stars Elijah Wood, who was obviously in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think he was in The Hobbit as well. He was also in Sin City. He played that scary guy that jumped around all the time. I think of him from that movie. This also stars Macaulay Culkin. What's your favorite Macaulay Culkin movie? Mine would be the first two Home Alone movies. This also stars Wendy Crewson, who was in Air Force One, What Lies Beneath, and The Santa Claus Parts 1 through 3. This also stars David Morse, who was in The Green Mile. I think he played a prison guard in that movie. I do like David Morse. He plays the father in this film. So pretty good cast, a young cast. You can see there that Elijah Wood's just a little boy, and Macaulay Culkin. This was, just after Home Alone. The synopsis for this film is Mark, played by Elijah Wood, a young boy who loses his mother, must stay with his extended family while his father is away on business. Mark becomes acquainted with his cousin Henry, played by Macaulay Culkin. However, the extent of Henry's depravity becomes clear when Mark sees him kill a neighbor's dog and cause other trouble, which the synopsis gives away a bunch of stuff, which I'm not going to tell you. After a supposed mishap on an icy pond, and I'll leave it at that, Mark tries to reveal Henry's crimes before it's too late to Henry's mom and dad, played by Wendy Crewson and David Morse. So that's the premise. His mom dies. His dad has to go away on business, so he sends him to stay with Macaulay Culkin and his family, who are extended relatives of his. And then Macaulay Culkin's not a very good little kid. He's very bad. He does some pretty bad things in this movie. So, but Elijah Woods tries to tell his parents this kid's bad, but the parents don't believe him, and so it's this kind of tense kind of like I said, it's more of a thriller than a horror movie, I would say. I mean, there's, I guess, some horrible parts in it, but the production for this film is following the success of Home Alone and The Silence of the Lambs, which demonstrated box office appeal of a movie about kids and also of an extreme killer, respectively. Fox itself chose to revisit the project, which they now saw as a viable option. So this movie, I think, kind of sat in development hell for a little while, but then after the success of those movies, they decided to revisit it. Mary Steenburgen was originally cast as Susan, the mother, and it was originally going to be directed by Michael Lehman, who directed the film Heathers. So this could have potentially been a very different, if not maybe dark, comedic film. But I love Mary Steenburgen. I also like the actress in this film as well, Wendy Crewson, but yeah, that was the original plan. As the movie was originally scheduled to shoot at the same time as Home Alone 2, the start date for The Good Son was pushed back an entire year, which made Mary Steenburgen no longer available and having to have her replaced by Wendy Crewson. So Home Alone was obviously a huge box office hit, and then the company wanted to make Home Alone 2 to capitalize on that popularity, and so they weren't going to stop or delay that production for this, because this was a smaller movie and a bit more of a gamble, I guess. So Home Alone 2 caused this one to be delayed by a bit. Principal photography of this film took place between November 1992 and February of 1993. The budget for this film is somewhere between... Now, this was really weird. I don't know. On Wikipedia, it says the budget was between $17 and $28 million, which is a considerable gap there, so I don't know what the actual budget. It did end up bringing in $60 million at the box office, probably based on Macaulay Culkin's star power at the time. But yeah, I don't know what the budget for this film was. I'm guessing it's probably closer to the 17. 28 seems pretty high for a movie of this caliber. And by caliber, I mean not only this size. It's Austin Powers reference. But yeah, this movie did pretty well at the box office. Again, I think it's probably because Macaulay Culkin's face is all over the posters, and he was just a box office draw at the time because of Home Alone and Home Alone 2, which would have been out the year before this. So this movie was not well received, though. It only currently holds a 25% on Rotten Tomatoes based on 28 reviews. The site's consensus stated, quote, "The Good Son is never good enough to give up to its unsettling potential, failing to drum up much suspense and unable to make Macaulay Culkin a credible psychopath." And I mean, I guess, unquote, and I guess you could kind of see that. I mean, he's coming off of Home Alone and Home Alone 2, where he's like the little sweet kid, left home alone, splashing aftershave on his face and buying groceries for himself. He was the sweet kid, and then all of a sudden you're like trying to market him as this bad kid. It just didn't fly for the critics. My thoughts on this film, I would give this a 3 out of 5 probably. It's a good little thriller, but again, Macaulay Culkin's not very convincing in this role, and you have to give him a bit of leeway because he's a child actor. Elijah Wood, I thought, was very good and very convincing as the scared cousin, and his little sister, which I think was actually played by one of the other McCulkin kids. This says evil has many faces. I mean, I don't look at Macaulay Culkin at that age and think evil. I think cute little kid got left behind by his parents at Christmas time. That's what I think. But he goes around, does like this evil stuff, but it's not... I mean, aside from killing the neighbor's dog, like a few other things, I just didn't really buy him as like an evil kid. And I can see where the critics found that struggled a little bit to swallow that pill, but it was an okay little thriller. If you're just looking for like an evil kid thriller, this one, like if you liked Orphan or like movies like that, it's not terrible. It's a little dated. Like I said, it's a little, I think it's a little trite. But yeah, you can see, and they try to make Macaulay Culkin, he's got like this, he's made this mask, like as if he's like scary or something. This is a sort of foreshadowing to the end, so I won't give that away, but yeah, if you're looking for a kind of an, pretty decent thriller on a rainy Sunday afternoon, you could do worse. But those are my thoughts on The Good Son. What did you think? Did you like this movie? Did you not like this movie? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Consider giving me the thumbs up if you like this review. I also meant to say you can watch this on Disney+. If you have Disney+, I believe it's on there. You can also rent it on Amazon Prime, Apple TV, and the Cineplex app. But yeah, consider subscribing if you haven't already. Give me the thumbs up if you like this review. Follow me over on Instagram at Night Owl Video. That's my thoughts on The Good Son. It's a short review because I really don't have a lot to say about this. This is a pretty run-of-the-mill thriller, but not bad. Not bad. But yeah, consider giving me your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to all of my new followers. And until next time, I will see you at the video store or at the thrift store or just out and about somewhere, hopefully not being chased down by some evil child. But until next time, take good care of yourselves and your family and your friends. Make sure you tell your family and friends you love them today. And until next time, I will see you in the next video.